I finally got a couple of games added to my collection recently.
Oh, what'd you get?
Final Fantasy 2 and 3, or rather, the American version of Final Fantasy 2 and 3, but it's actually Final Fantasy 4 and 6.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. Yep, so I'm really happy about that. So here's that. Boom.
Oh, for the SNES.
Yeah, that's yes, baby. And a couple other games like the first Ninja Turtle game for the NES, uh, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, which was regarded as one of the worst Castlevania games of the trilogy that was on the NES.
Mm.
I do have part 3. The only one I need from that trilogy is part 1, which I'm hoping to get pretty soon here. Um, so, uh, so would you consider yourself a collector for video games at all?
Not really. Not exactly. I buy what I want to play and then I play it, but I wouldn't say that I necessarily collect it in the same way that I collect books. I keep everything that I buy, so I guess in that way I'm a collector.
So I mean, it's not something you buy and sell as soon as you're done. You hold on to it.
Yeah, I've only ever sold one game, and that was Street Fighter 4, because Street Fighter 4, whatever the second one was, came out. So I didn't need Street Fighter 4 anymore.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Uh, and you guess you're really picky what you're gonna add to that collection of games.
Not necessarily. I bought Monster Hunter on a whim. I bought Witcher 3 on a whim.
But then Witcher 3 you bought on a whim, but then you end up loving it.
I
Uh,
thought when I bought it that I was going to hate it, that it was just going to be something, another one of those open world games. I'm going to get lost and I'm going to get bored and I'm just not going to like it. I bought it because it was pretty, and then it turned out, yeah, I really liked it.
I mean, it's more involved than Skyrim. That's yeah, like Skyrim is really open and pretty barren, and I mean there are a lot of quests, there are a lot of other things to do in there, but then still, it's just once you start getting lost in side quests, you just lose track of where you're actually at in the story. I mean, I know there's quest meter and everything like that, but you feel like, what's the point of going back to story after all the shit I've already done in the game?
Right, yeah.
And the funny thing is, if you in that game, if you don't go to like, the first story mission, you can get every what should we call it, the dragonborn voice stuff without having to fight any dragons before going to the first quest.
Really?
So before you fight the first dragon, you can go to every place and have every single yell command, and then go to the high mountain, whatever it was called, learn it, and then you'd be able to have the chance of having all the abilities before going to the last boss.
Oh, I have no idea how that works. I've never played Skyrim.
So I mean, it takes a little bit of the fun out of it because obviously the challenge of getting those voice commands, whatever, is to fight the dragons in certain areas.
Oh,
And you get their dragon bones and hides and stuff to make dragon-based weapons and armor. I mean, if you don't care about that, I mean, boom, there you go. Kind of
right.
like
I have
it.
no idea what I would care about if I played that game. I have no idea what the game is about, if I see even going on.
It's kind of like Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, where you can do all the things in the game and beat the game, or right when you're able to go anywhere you want to, you go straight to Ganon and kill him if you're skilled enough with 3 hearts.
Fuck that noise. I have
Uh,
no finesse. I am all like brute strength and
well, the maximum of hearts, so you can't. So in Breath of the Wild, you have hearts and you have stamina. Stamina is obviously for climbing and stuff, so you can't just climb forever if you wanted to. You can only climb for a certain amount of time. So you can either get max amount of hearts, which is in this usually in Legend of Zelda it's 20 hearts,
mhm.
which has been the staple since forever. But in this one you can get 30 as a max. But you can't get max stamina then. Or you can get max stamina and have 25 hearts,
I think I would do max stamina and 24 heart.
which is the usual. That's what I did as well.
Mm-hmm. Just not that many more hearts.
No, but still, you can't actually max them out completely.
Right on. I still want to play that game. I don't know why. So
It's a
maybe in
good
a
game.
couple
I
of
mean,
years.
when they release the full edition, you can get your Switch and then get the full edition game that has all the DLC content and just play that.
Yeah.
So usually, when the game like that has challenge modes, do this, make yourself stronger, whatever. I'll try it, and if it pisses me off, I'll just go on with the story without caring about that anymore. But in that game, to get your Master Sword to the strongest it can be at all times, you have like 3 different levels of challenges, and the first one was fine. I got through that, and boom. Second one, I had to do it like maybe 3 times, and then I finished it. The hardest mode took me 20 attempts. 20 attempts before I finished it.
Wow.
Because if you die, you have to start from stage 1 of that part. And I was so frustrated. Like, he didn't hit me. What is going on? I'm sure I smacked him with my sword. Those things, I know I'm doing it wrong, but I'm just yelling at myself. Yelling at the game like it's going to do something for me, and, it's actually going to make a difference if I yell at the game.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
Like, I'm sure I killed you!
That reminds me, in Monster Hunter, one of the things that pisses me off about it is that, like, the animations are long on the stuff. Like, I was trying to go for something that was kind of swift. So the Kinsect Glaive is kind of swift, but not really because the animations seem to go on for longer than I want them to. Then once you're in the middle of an animation, you're kind of stuck, so I can't dodge. And so I ended up getting run over by that stupid Anjanath thing. Like, he just keeps stepping on me.
I thought even though you're in the middle of, like, a attack animation, you can still, like, cancel that out with roll.
I haven't been able to do it. I end up having to go through whatever fucking deal I'm already in, and then I'm stuck. Going, stop it!
Or they hit you and then you fall back.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, I think the fastest animation is probably going to be the daggers.
Oh, yeah? They probably don't do a whole hell of a lot of damage, though.
No, but, fast and small amount of damage at the same time.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
One of the reasons why I didn't go with, like, the bow for the range or the whatever explosive gun or some shit, I don't fucking know. It's for the same reason. Doesn't do a lot.
So you didn't do much of the ranged weapons, not even crossbow, or like the gun bow, I think it's called.
Yeah, none of that. I just went straight for the Kinsect Blade. I like that vault, that air thing.
I mean, it's like like I was saying, like in Horizon Zero Dawn, it makes you so you have a reason to use your bow and arrow because it has a mix of stealth in it. So if you stealthily kill one of the robots, you can hit for more damage and kill them fast and kill them in one hit. If you hit in certain areas, you have more. You can collect more items that you need to use to build or upgrade your weapon or build ammo or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I mean, I had a lot of time, just shoo, shoo. But if you don't plan things right, you're done in a hit.
For the first time in most games, I don't play stealth at all because I'm just not that kind of person. I am a guns blazing kind of girl. So in that game, I think it's the first time where I took it a little bit more seriously. And so the first thing I started trying to max out was my stealth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can eventually max everything out, but that's what I usually do. Certain games, I'll do gold guns blazing. So when I was younger and played, like, StarCraft, there's a lot of strategy involved, but I was like, build up my army, just go ahead and... But I always, get mad because instead of just, doing, like, upfront battle with them, they'll have, like, enemies that, are invisible or hidden underneath and use the spikes and stuff. Like, God damn it. I'm done. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to, like, face anybody who had, felt the joy of just, building a bunch of enemies and just units and just, boom, let's do it. Let's duke it out this way instead of having to,
come up with an actual strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understood that's the reason why they won, is because my strategy was obviously awful.
Brute force! Brute force!
But it doesn't work out that way. I mean, there are times I play the strategic mode and I do win, but sometimes the brute force does win as well if you have the
Hmm.
right units.
I never got into those games. I'm not a strategy person.
Except for civilization games,
Yeah, that's about the only one. But I don't follow any real strategy. I just play it.
as you see fit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Make a
think it.
bunch of cities everywhere.
I think it's funny, like still civilization. I think civilization 6 or 5. Um, so the Chinese leader for the person representing China
Hmm.
in the Chinese version was changed because they didn't want the people of China playing a game where they can fight that leader. So they changed it to somebody who had no relationship to the current China.
Oh, I see. Propaganda.
Propaganda, censorship,
Yeah.
uh, so like in Kingdom Hearts 2, I believe, there's a scene where Daisy is yelling at Donald for something, and
Hmm.
in the American version, in the Western version of it, you're talking face to face, and she's yelling, and Donald's like, "Oh, don't," and in the Japanese version, she's spanking him.
Uh,
Yeah, so those kind of censorships I think are amusing when you find out what find out about them.
yeah. That's pretty amazing that they even let them do that in the first place with those Disney characters. But cool. I really hope that the Kingdom Hearts 3 that comes out has dual audio options so that I don't have to listen to the English version.
Well, yes and no, but I think the obviously the English voices for the Disney characters are better.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So it's a tough one. That's why I'm gonna keep it in
Yeah,
English.
that one is kind of weird, but I'm still probably going to do it in Japanese because I played the other two games in English, so I might as well. And then maybe I'll do a second playthrough. I don't think I've ever done a second playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2. I think I should do that.
Yeah, that's like so. I mean, I've so far I've done one full playthrough of part one, and
Hmm.
from beginning to end, even beating Sephiroth, which was a pain in the
I
fucking ass.
never beat Sephiroth. I tried so hard, so many different times. I was like, I
I
am fucking determined to beat this guy's ass.
So in part one, it took me 7 tries before I beat him.
Oh, only 7?
At that time, I was really serious. More. I had more time because obviously I wasn't working, I wasn't doing anything. I was just a kid, in school. So I come home from school just ignoring
Let
all
me
my
tell
homework.
you about my mistake the first time I played Kingdom Hearts. I didn't realize that in the beginning, when you were choosing between the magic wand, the sword, or the shield, that this was indicative of your strength, your magic, and your defense. So I'm
Yes.
like, I want to be able to kick ass and cast spells. So I got rid of the defense entirely. Did not realize what this meant. And so I'm going through this game and I get my ass handed to me every boss battle over and over. So I had to learn how to finesse a little bit. But that once I
Well,
figured it out, I was like, the fuck you mean I gave up my defense? I had no idea. So I had to go back. And I think that time I gave up the sword and went for the magic and the shield, which is usually my favorite combination. He's like to kick ass with magic.
I usually keep the sword and give up the defense. I still for the raw. If you do it well, if you grind enough, the raw power is enough to make up your lost defense.
Yeah. Plus, you have the magic, so you can heal yourself. But I guess I just wasn't doing it all that well because I just kept getting my ass handed to me, and I
There's
was like,
that,
"I understand."
and if you, use the Moogles to make the accessories, you can have things that give you more levels of magic and more defense.
Yeah.
So, which is crazy because my defense, even though I got rid of my defense is still stronger than Donald Duck's.
Hmm.
Because usually when you get rid of your defense, you're the weakest in terms of defense. So.
Yeah.
The one thing that was really annoying about part one is fighting Sora's best friend in that first island.
Oh yeah.
Because that island's meant for training, teaching you how the gameplay works. So you fight the Final Fantasy X characters and mixed with the Final Fantasy VIII characters. Selphie, so you have Selphie, Tidus, and Waka.
Yeah.
and when you fight them all three against all three, it's a little annoying, but it's still doable.
Yes.
But when you fight against Riku, his friend, he's so annoying. He kill you in 2 hits, pretty much. But I made it to the point, so I kept rebooting, obviously restarting, so I make sure that I had multiple wins. So basically, I had one win against him fighting, and the other win was from the race.
Oh, cool.
So I probably spent like, doesn't say it, but I spent like 5 hours, like 5 to 10 hours, something like that, just to make sure that part was perfect.
That's way overboard.
So did you ever beat Sephiroth in part 2?
I never beat Sephiroth, period.
Ever?
Ever.
I mean, he is one pain in the ass son of a bitch.
Yeah.
In both games. Yeah. I mean, I eventually did beat him in part 2 as well. Took a long time. I think that took me more like 10 tries before I beat him.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, because I did beat him on the PlayStation 2. I had the PS4, the remaster, but I'm still going through part 1. I kind of want to go through them in chronological order the way they're supposed to, because all those other side games are actually in between part 1 and 2.
I know, that drives me fucking crazy. Because how the fuck are you supposed to follow the freaking story if you're just putting it on these teeny tiny fucking games all off on the place? Like, I'm not gonna go out and buy another handheld thing just to go play it.
When those came out, I guess that was their way of still making Kingdom Hearts games, to appease the masses. Because obviously it took a lot. And right now we're finally going to get hopefully we'll get the game this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 came out I don't even know when, early 2000s.
Was it?
Let's see.
Two thousand five.
Yeah, so mid 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah, this was pretty intense. How long it's taken for part 3 to come out?
Right. I don't know what the fuck their problem is, because when they started with that, what was supposed to be 13.2 ended up being 15. Took them almost a decade to fucking release or some shit. I don't even know, but
because basically the same person that's working on Kingdom Hearts was working on Final Fantasy 15, and he has he's notorious for taking forever to build games. So when they handed off the helm to Final Fantasy 15 to somebody else, that's why it finally got released.
That's probably why it was so disjointed.
Yeah, that's because it was supposed to be released side by side with 13.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well the Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be. It looks awesome right now. I mean, with all the trailers they've been putting out, but like I said, I just hope it's not another Duke Nukem Forever, which was a big disappointment for everybody. Kingdom Hearts 3 was supposed to be on the PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Just to put that in context there.
Yeah.
But
now it's going to be on the 4.
Yep. So Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and the side games came out as a thing for the PS3, and then they released it all together on 4, and then they have Kingdom Hearts 2.8 on PS4. So it's 3 more games, 3 or 4 more games, side games, than now on the PS4.
Is that what was in 2.8? They put a bunch of the side games together?
Yep.
That's cool. I never bothered to buy it.
The only reason why I wanted it was for the keychain.
Oh, yeah?
But now I don't think anybody carries it, at least at retail price, with the keychain. And that's always a problem, that if scalpers see a game that they think it's going to be people are going to want to spend extra money for it if they can't find it,
they'll buy it. Then jack up the price. Yeah, it's stupid.
So that's a big problem with being a gamer or a collector for gaming, for
Hmm.
anything gaming related, because you have old scalpers, screwing everything up. But then you have idiot people buying at those stupid prices, which allows them to keep constantly raising the prices.
Yep.
Which, like I said, it's like, ugh, come
It's a
on.
vicious cycle.
Yes, people need to really just stop being stupid about this. It's not a hard concept.
Well, if they don't buy it, somebody else will.
Somebody will, yes. Like I said, like I've told you and told a bunch of people, just for my collection for Genesis, what would make me ultimately happy is just one single game that I've already beaten, but I've never had it on the I never had a physical copy of it. I need to pay $200 to get the cartridge.
What was it?
It's a game called Crusader of Senti, so it's like a Zelda clone on the Genesis. And there was a limited run of that here in the North American market, so
Hmm.
that's why the price is up there. But I really don't think it should be that far up there. But
It.
I'll never see it lower than $200.
Ouch.
And that's just a cartridge. If I want to get like I said before, the whole complete set, I'm looking at $500 to $1,000. So that's something I'll probably get when I'm rolling in the Benjamins, or if I'm ever rolling in the Benjamins. But or if I'm being stupid with my money one day, it's like yeah, I really want it. I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna be broke for a while.
I want to be rolling in the Benjamins.
Everybody does, I think.
It's so much easier a way to live. You don't have to worry.